Hello students, we are available in your college, Rupa Devi PU College. If you have any doubts, you can directly approach us. We will be available in the college from 10 o'clock till 5 o'clock. You can personally call and rectify or clarify your doubts. Thank you. Use this time properly. Good morning students. After the human health and diseases related to the microbes, we have another chapter, that is microbes in human welfare. So from this chapter, especially for the PUC, you can expect some 3 to 5 marks, and for the NEET you can expect about 2 questions, 2 into 4, 8 marks. For the CET, you can expect 1 question. So, it is completely a memory based topic where lots of microbe names will come. So, we must remember a lot, especially in this chapter. So, coming to the topic. Microbes are the microscopic organisms. These are the microscopic organisms which are non-pathogenic, means which will not cause the disease. Diseases will not be caused by these particular microbes which are useful for the human. That's what we have taught here. Non-pathogenic means they will not cause the disease. They are of various types like bacteria, fungus, yeast, which also come under the fungus, virus, algae, etc. So you should know that these are omnipresent. What is the meaning of this particular omnipresent and cosmopolitan in distribution? What is the meaning of omnipresent? Means they are present throughout the world. Cosmopolitan, also equally distributed throughout the world. It is not that high temperature, low temperature, soil, water, air, land, anywhere you can present, they are available. Then it is called by the name as omnipresent. So here you should know that these are non-pathogenic, and microbes, how they are helping for the humans, how they are helping us. That's what we have to talk here. So how these microbes are useful rather than causing any diseases. Like the first one, we can talk about household uses of microbes. What are the various household uses of these particular microbes? In this, the first important one, it is the labs. What is this particular labs? It is the lactobacilli species. So these are bacilli, rod-shaped bacteria. Especially these are being useful for milk and milk products. So we get this particular lactobacilli species especially in the milk and the milk products, which help in the fermentation process. It helps in the fermentation process for the formation of curd, buttermilk, different other particular milk and its milk products. So here you should know the formation of the curd and all this. Actually, the milk is being taken in a container. Later it is boiled, and next it is cooled. Whenever it is cooled, we are adding the source of the microorganism, especially the curd. So the thing what we are adding here is called inoculum. So whatever the small amount of the curd which we are adding to the milk to produce the curd is called inoculum. Inoculum means source of microorganisms. So that is the inoculum, which is helping for the conversion of the milk into the semi-solid jelly-like substance called as the curd. The fresh formed curd is called by the name as yogurt. The freshly formed sweet tasted curd is called yogurt. So yogurt can be there, formation of the curd can be there, formation of the buttermilk may be there. So the examples for these labs is lactobacilli. So it is the lactobacilli bulgaricus. First example for the labs is the bulgaricus. Lactobacilli lactase is the second example for the labs. What they generally do, they convert especially the sugar available in the milk called by the name as lactose into lactic acid. So they are able to convert into lactic acid, and that will give the peculiar taste for the curd, buttermilk and the yogurt and the different other components. So it is the first important one called as the lactobacilli species, nicknamed as labs. So the second important household use is the cheese. It is also a milk product, but there are different types of cheeses. First important example is called as Swiss cheese. The microorganism which is useful for the formation of the cheese, especially the Swiss cheese, is Propionibacterium sharmani. Propionibacterium sharmani is the microorganism which is especially forms the Swiss cheese. For this cheese, if you observe, so imagine that this is the cheese, it will have large holes in this particular one. Especially you should know what are these particular round spaces. Actually, they are filled with carbon dioxide. So whenever the cheese is being formed, the sugars whatever available in the milk, they will get fermented and they will release they will form the carbon dioxide. That carbon dioxide forms the spaces, and later that will cause for the texture and the spongy nature of the cheese. This is the first variety of the cheese, and the second variety is the Roquefort cheese. Roquefort cheese, it is the microorganism called Penicillium roqueforti is the microorganism. Especially you should know that it is the bacterium which is causing this formation of Swiss cheese, but the Penicillium roqueforti is the fungus. The fungus is helpful for the formation or the structure called Roquefort cheese. So this is also one of the milk product only. So like that you have the cheese formations. And the third important one is the bread. It is also one of the old method of formation. It is the bread. The bread formation is done by the baker's yeast. It is commonly the baker's yeast, which is Saccharomyces cerevisiae. Saccharomyces cerevisiae is nicknamed as baker's yeast, which is helpful in the formation of bread, and that is one of the most common household use, where it is very very common for the formation. And the next we can go with the traditional food materials, like that is the idli, dosa, upma, and the different other. So how they are actually being prepared, if you observe, the grains, whatever the grains are there, they are made into flour plus water. Whenever they are being mixed, you will get the substance. This is called by the name as dough. It is called as the dough. And this particular dough, what is available, it will be having lots amount of water, and when we leave it for fermentation, it will increase in the size. And more the process of leaving for fermentation, more bulgy it will become and more tastier because of fermentation activity, because of the acids formation and the different other methods, you are able to see this formation. And the next important one we can also call about toddy. What is this toddy? Generally, when we talk about the plants called as the palm plants, coconut plants, if you observe where they are having the leaves and all, here they will have the inflorescence called by the name as spadix. So this spadix is being cut and the component is being collected, and that particular collected fluid, especially which is an alcoholic drink, that is commonly called as toddy. It is also formed by the fermentation process. So for fermentation process, we require these particular microbes, which will give the taste, which will give the texture, which will provide it as the food material. After the traditional food materials, we shall go with the second important one called as industrial uses. Industrial uses of microbes or industrial products which we get by microbes. So here there are various acids, alcohols, biocontrol agents, enzymes, bioactive compounds. There are various examples for industrial uses. So we can get acids, alcohols, enzymes, bioactive compounds. So now we must be able to talk about each one separately. So in this, first we shall talk about what are the industrial products which we are going to get. So in this, we have the first important example, it is the acetic acid, which we will commercially call as vinegar. It is obtained by the microorganism called Acetobacter aceti. Acetobacter aceti. Especially you should know that it is a bacteria. It is a bacteria. And the second important example, it is the citric acid. Extracted or being produced by the microorganism called Aspergillus niger. Especially you should know that it is a fungus. And next example, it is the lactic acid extracted or being produced by the microorganisms, that is the lactic acid bacilli species. And the fourth important one, it is the butyric acid. It is the Clostridium butylicum. Clostridium butylicum. So you should know that here it is the bacteria, it is the fungus, and this is the bacteria, and this is the bacteria. So lot of microorganisms are useful to produce various acids. Now the question is how to produce these acids. So you should know that whenever we take the various sugars by the fermentation by using the method called as anaerobic method. So in the absence of oxygen it will become the anaerobic, it will produce alcohols. So it is fermentation process anaerobically to produce the alcohols. But the same sugars in the presence of oxygen, it is called as aerobic process, will especially produce the acids. So these all acids are produced by this anaerobic aerobic. It is by aerobic process. In sufficient amount of oxygen is being supplied, automatically the sugars will get fermented into the acids. Now the question is, where we will use these acids? Acetic acid, which is nicknamed as vinegar, this is widely used in our food industries, leather industries. Next, you can also observe this in the face creams, different other processes also. Next, citric acid, food industries, taste enhancer, like that it will be useful. Lactic acid, milk products, other products like cheese, buttermilk, different others it will be used. Butyric acid for the leather industry, dyes industries, coloring agents, different other they will be used. So these all are commercially important products, especially industrially important products, and they help in the process of economy, increasing our economy and all. So like that also we can see. So that is about the industrial products, especially called by the name as acids. After the enzymes, the next important ones are after the acids. In that, what is the first one we saw? It is the acids. The second important one is enzymes. There are various enzymes like proteinases, pectinases, lipases, nucleases, etc. So, amylases, like this, lot of enzymes are being available which are useful for industries. First we shall see proteinases and pectinases, where they are being useful. They are being useful in the clarifying the bottled juice. Clarifying the bottled juice. We can have clear juice produced by using these particular enzymes. These enzymes are extracted from microbes. The next, it is the lipases. These lipases are normally being utilized in detergent industries. Detergent industries. So these are being useful for removing the oil stains. So whatever the oil stains are being available on the cloth, or cloths. So those clothes are being washed by using detergents. The detergents will have the lipases and they will remove the oil stains. Like that, it is the lipases. And we can also have the nucleases, which are useful in biotechnology, where we are especially interested in removing the or collecting the DNA, RNA and etc. Not only that, we have the amylases. They are being useful especially in the food industries. So these are useful in food industries, in the biotechnology to extract the DNA, RNA, and we can have the lipases to remove the oil stains in the detergent industries, pectinases by the clarifying the bottled juice. So not only acids, we can also extract some enzymes by using microbes. After the acids enzymes, the third important one is bioactive compounds. So these are bioactive compounds, especially which are of medicinal use. They are being used in the field of medicine. They are useful to treat or clear or solve the various diseases of human. In that, the first important one is cyclosporin A. The most important one. It is the cyclosporin A, are extracted from the Trichoderma polysporum. It is the Trichoderma polysporum, which is especially a fungus. From this fungus, cyclosporin A is extracted. And what is its nickname? The most important question is this only. That is, it is a immunosuppressant. It is an immunosuppressant, especially this cyclosporin A, which is extracted from Trichoderma polysporum, which is an immunosuppressant which suppresses our immunity during organ transplantation. So whenever our organs like kidney transfer, liver transfer, heart operations, during this particular organ transplantation, our immunity should be suppressed. That suppression will be done with the help of this particular cyclosporin A, which is extracted from Trichoderma polysporum. And the next important one, the second most important one, it is called statins. These are extracted from the microorganism called Monascus purpureus. Monascus purpureus. It is a type of yeast and its nickname is called blood cholesterol lowering agent. So blood cholesterol lowering agent. What is this blood cholesterol lowering agent? Where it is related to? Simple example. Did you study about heart attack? There is a disease called arteriosclerosis, where the cholesterol will get deposited in the lumen of the blood vessel, taking oxygenated blood to the heart. It is called coronary artery. If more cholesterol is there inside the blood vessel, so the sufficient amount of oxygenated blood will not reach to the heart, and the heart will die and lead to the disease called heart attack. So when we go to a doctor telling that heart attack, atherosclerosis, cholesterol levels are very higher, they will give the statins. Those statins are extracted from the microorganism called Monaskis purpureus. It is blood cholesterol lowering agent. Not only that, we have another third important biocontrol agent. It is streptokinase. It is an enzyme also. So, what is the nickname for it? It is called as clot buster. So, it is extracted or being produced by genetically modified Streptococcus species. So, streptokinase, nickname as clot buster, which is generally being used or being extracted from genetically modified Streptococcus species. So, what is the main use? Simple example. A person met with an accident. A small blood clot is present in the brain. So, for that we should do an operation, cut opening the skull and removing the clot. But a dangerous operation of cutting the skull and opening it. So, what the doctors are doing now? They are taking this streptokinase and injecting into the blood of the body. Automatically, the streptokinase will go to the very tiny places of the body or in the brain and digest the blood clots without any operation. Like that, these are the uses here. So, these cyclosporine, statins, streptokinase are medicinally important, so called as the bioactive compounds. These are very much important for medicinal and help us for having good health. That's why not all microbes are dangerous. There are some useful microorganisms also. So this is also industrially important, medicinally important and useful for human welfare. The next important ones are antibiotics. These are also commercially important and industrially important and also medicinally important. So for this, we must listen a small story of Alexander Fleming. So, while Alexander Fleming was doing research with the microorganisms called Streptococcus species and Staphylococcus species. Imagine that it is the Staphylococcus species. Staphylococcus microorganisms, these are the round shaped bacteria which are growing in a petri dish. So, he left these petri dishes in the incubator for many number of days. And later he observed that there is some fungus growing in this petri dish. He observed that fungus started growing in that petri dish. And one interesting thing here is, wherever this fungus is growing, there the microorganisms also started to die. Means, wherever the fungus is there, the microorganisms are dying. So now Alexander Fleming wants to know what is that chemical released by the fungus which is killing the bacteria. The bacteria may be causing our disease. Why can't we use those chemicals to kill these particular microorganisms? So he found to know that this particular fungus is Penicillium notatum. What is the microorganism? It is the fungus growing is called Penicillium notatum. So he named that compound released by the Penicillium notatum fungus as penicillin. So he started to grow much number of Penicillium notatum and extracted the penicillin and started to inject to the people who are suffering with bacterial diseases. So what happened? As penicillium is there, automatically the wounds are being cleared. And you should know that this Penicillium notatum is a fungus which is having the bioactive compound called penicillin, which is widely being used during the Second World War. So, whoever the people who suffered with wounds, especially bacterial infections in the Second World War, they were periodically being given with the penicillin compound and they healed very fastly and it became a miracle drug. So only Florey, Chain and Alexander Fleming were being awarded Nobel Prize, especially in 1940. So, in 1940, there they got the Nobel Prize in the field of physiology. So, this is the miracle drug which is widely being used to kill these particular microorganisms. So, to treat various diseases. Nowadays, we are having lot of antibiotics like streptomycin, erythromycin, tetracycline, ampicillin, like that, penicillin, lot of biocontrol agents or bioactive compounds or antibiotics which are extracted from the various microorganisms and they are being widely being used for killing the diseases or disease causing agents. So you should know that all microorganisms are not dangerous. There are microorganisms which are useful for us and they are being widely being used and they are able to extract these particular compounds also. So they are being widely being used. And the next industrial product, it is alcohols. Actually, when you will get these particular alcohols, that is sugars, widely being used by anaerobic, it is especially in the absence of oxygen, it is by the fermentation process. Fermentation process, we will get alcohol. Especially it is the form called ethyl alcohol. So it is the ethyl alcohol. So sugars, it can be of any source like malt, potatoes, fruits like apple, pineapple, what you call as sweet potatoes, sugarcane juice, molasses, or any food material or any material which is having the source called as the sugar, they will be useful here. So here, which will cause this fermentation? It is especially called as yeast and it is called by the name as brewer's yeast. And you should know that the microorganism again is Saccharomyces cerevisiae. So you should know that baker's yeast is also Saccharomyces cerevisiae, brewer's yeast is also Saccharomyces cerevisiae. Both are the same. Both microorganisms are the same. But here it will do anaerobic fermentation for producing alcohols. So whatever the food media, take simple example of whatever the sugar source, it can be the malt, it can be the fruit, it can be the vegetables, it can be the molasses. All are being mixed with the yeast and allowed it to brewing, beverages, brewing, food, whatever one obtained by brewing are called beverages. So now, these particular ones, whatever the alcohol which is being produced, whatever the OH is being produced, is divided into two types, called as distillated drinks and the non-distillated Distillated alcoholic drinks, non-distillated alcoholic drinks. What is the meaning of non-distillated? Means whatever the alcohol which is being available in this particular brewed compounds is directly being bottled. Means simple example for the non-distillated drink is wine, beer. Like this, wine and beer are becoming the non-distillated drinks after the brewing. Directly that compounds are kept in the bottle. That's why if you open these particular ones, you are able to get the CO2 emission and will be having a lot amount of alcoholic content. But whenever we are talking about distillated, there is a peculiar method by which these drinks are being obtained, that is called as distillation. So this is by the distillation process, where we will talk about brandy, whiskey, vodka, gin, rum. Like this, lots of varieties of traditional drinks are available. These are also completely industrial products. So these are completely the industrial products, and you have the brandy, whiskey, vodka, and these all come under the distillated drinks which are obtained by the fermentation of sugars, especially anaerobically. Not only that, non-distillated products, distillation process will not be done, directly bottling will be done, and will have these particular microorganisms in them, and like this process, that is the alcoholic drink. So industrial uses and industrial products will have acids, enzymes, bioactive compounds, antibiotics, and alcohol. These all are commercially very important, and they help in this particular process. So bread industry is not only that, food industry, which is also the industrial ones, there also they will use microorganisms. So we have various microorganisms which help in the process of extracting compounds, and these all are useful for the humans and the human welfare. Students, we the PCMB lecturers are available in your Rupa Devi PU college. If you have any doubts personally, you can directly come to the college and you can clarify your doubts directly. Not only that, whatever the first PU topics which you are feeling difficult also, please don't waste the time, revise them. If any doubts, please call us, or please be available in the college. We are already available in the college. That's why it became late for us to reach you. So please don't waste your time, and please make the time use it properly. Don't waste the time.